I could interview somebody to be a cook or a chef and never once ask them to pick up a knife and cut a piece of fish, or saute a rack of lamb and cook it perfectly and season it and plate it and make it look attractive. And I could literally spend 10 minutes with them and ask them to do 2 or 3 things for me, and I could tell you what kind of chef and ultimately what kind of leader they might be. I would say, why don't you start by sweeping and then mopping that area of the kitchen, and then why don't you follow me, we'll go back to the pot sink, and I'd like to see you just wash a few of these pots and pans and then put them away. And then why don't you come over here and tell me what you think about life, and what are your 3 favorite books. And that whole process would take 10 minutes, and I can tell you whether I'd ever hire them or not. Never need to see a resume, never need to, in fact, people say, where do I send my resume? I say, I don't even need a resume. Write me a 1-page essay and tell me what the meaning of life is according to you. And
I'm a meticulous maniac making mincemeat out the mediocrity. A hooligan who now and again participates in shenanigans. Nefarious and various pseudo-illicit dissidents, instinctually virtuous, virtually perfectly chivalrous. I'm a miscreant who clearly KO'd every line but haven't missed yet. Has a keen intellect to detect delinquents with a similar mindset so we can run around like rascals away from Crown Vics, hoping we don't end up convicts. I'm convinced that you should give no love to the horde of iniquitous nitwits with loud mouths but limp wrists. They should get whipped quick. You gotta make moves, you're super stagnant. Something kinda sorta maybe like your brain was completely vacant. I make it potent and poignant, bringing a tyrannical torrent to teach and take care of you rodents. Good riddance, you treacherous urchins. Listen now, cause my message is urgent. I'm vivaciously verbose with my vocabulary thrill-seeking. However, just another simpleton trying to get lit and lifted with my asinine group of friends, my reckless crew who, headstrong and hazardous, do engage and misbehave in a miscellaneous range of ridiculous incidents.
I'm a very introspective person. I look at what I do day to day, and I do not become complacent with it. I do not become smug with it. I do not become comfortable with it. I'm very self-critical of our food, our service, every aspect of what we do. Not openly to each and every individual, but I'll file something away and I'll say, we've got to do it like this, we've got to do it like that. And then I look at other folks that have been in creative fields that find ways to move it forward. And Miles Davis is an example, or Bob Dylan, or Charlie Parker, artists that never really did something the same way twice. And Miles Davis might have played My Funny Valentine one way, and a week later played it and picked up the tempo, and a week later played it again and turned it from a 7-minute flowing composition into an 18-minute composition. And a year later he might have played My Funny Valentine and put a mute on his horn. And a year later he might have played it again and de-emphasized his own instrument and emphasized the alto saxophone or something along those lines. And Bob Dylan's the same, and other painters and different artists work that way. The easy part is the technique.